right, update. We have the truck in the garage, as you can see. Sun's in my eyes, so don't. Anyway, it's poor lighting, I guess. I don't know. So, oh, yes, the bed. Got the bed done in color. Flip you around, boom. Look, it's in the garage. Got the tailgate done. It didn't come out exactly. It was kind of like a experiment. I was trying to see if I could get away with not putting any primer on there, but unfortunately it'll probably have to come off and get repainted. I'll try to wet sand as much as I can out of there, but the bodywork is really bad on this. Not good at all. Terrible. In fact, you can see some of the blemishes, not blemishes, but you know, it's not straight, you know what I mean? Let's just call it that. But there it is. And that's much better. There you go. Now you can see. Anyway, did all the door handles in color because they're gonna be match. There's the rest of them over here, all done up nice and shiny. Now with this thing here, it's gonna have to have primer, high build all over it, roof, doors, fenders. Not so much concerned about the back because the back was never touched. You know, it's pretty straight, it's decent. I'm not gonna worry about it. Again, folks, it's a work truck, not a show truck. This thing got clobbered, like that, clobbered, right? Over here, this is all tweaked. See it? It's supposed to be flat. It's kind of like at an angle. Bummer. Didn't know it when I bought it, is what it is. Again, work truck, right? So we already have filler. I can see all up in here. See, there's an edge of it right there that I didn't get. Yeah. So now when we shut this door, number one, it doesn't, it's not, it's riding right on top of that striker right there, that guy. So what it's doing is it's hitting here. It's not really hitting center. It's just like kind of rubbing here. And basically the door is sagging. And if you know, you know. And I don't know if I could. This is a bad, you can't tell, but it does. It sags. Which also, in turn, doesn't make this line up here at all. See it? It's off just a little bit. Now, if I go do my stripe, which that's where it's going to be, it's going to look like crap. It's not going to line up. It's going to be terrible. So we got to do door pins. And you rather do door pins now, well, you haven't done any sanding to contaminate this whole panel with oil, where you go to shoot the primer on there or paint, and then it gets fisheye, and then you got problems, right? We don't do that. So that doesn't line up there. This is kind of cattywampus too. It don't line up here that well. And again, it's off by a smidge, but still, you need, it's got to be right. You know, I can't let it go like that. This is kind of off in here. We're going to try and see if we can't push that in, get this to line up with that side, that face. And just doing door pins in these things kind of sucks. I mean, if you do it all the time, it's second nature, I reckon, but not for me. Pain in the ass. This side, we did door hinges already. I mean, it's money. Everything lines up nice. Everything is pretty flat. What you can ask for a 30-year-old truck, right? And this door, you know, it boom, that's what you want. That nice little click. I mean, it doesn't ride on there. That's right where the boom. That's what you want. You don't even need to slam it. I mean, it shuts nice. So, predicting that this side's fine. Other side, Gonna need some love. And yeah, I gotta get all the leaves and stuff out of that fender right there. That's where they all like to collect, so you don't get no debris coming back out of that. Right there on your paint. Anyway, so let's do this. Let's get my see, pain hands. Get my tools, and we're gonna replace that pin there, and then that pin down there. Now for you, it'll be like time traveling. It'll be done. Me, it's gonna take like probably 3 hours. I know. You guys could probably do it in less time than that. I've only done it once or twice, and I know how slow I'm gonna be. So anyway, there it is. Truck is in the garage. We gotta sand it, prime it, sand the primer, and then we can paint it. That'll probably be a couple weeks yet. This is about as far as I can go with it. I'm waiting for a panel to patch up that center there from LMC. It's on its way. It'll be here Monday. I probably won't get to it anytime soon. And we have liner. We have the Raptor spray and bed liner. So we're going to do that, and this will be totally done. So I guess as far as the series goes, if this is what this is, then welcome to part whatever this is. I don't know. But I got to get this truck done. It's January. And in the state we're in, we have inspection, and it's going to be due in February. So we got to get it done. It may not be 100%. You know, I still got to get the clearance lights for the top of the roof, right? I got to wire. I got to rewire all these lights in the fenders, and I really want to make it nice. And I also want to do the frame rails in the back. I at least want to try and take a wire brush to that stuff and clean it up and paint it, whether it's that roll-on stuff or whatever. We'll figure it out when we get there. But yeah, I got basically the rest of this month and the end of February. I can get it done. I'm 100% sure I can get it done. It's going to take some time. And man, if I didn't have to deal with door pins, it'd be a lot easier. But you know, it is what it is. It's what I signed up for, right? All right, let's get to work. Greetings once again. We have the entire right side of the truck blocked, sanded from the primer we shot. We haven't done the left side yet. We haven't done the roof. We haven't done the back of the cab yet. So let me show you around and see what we've done. All right, let's pan out. There we go. This is all been primed, roof included. We guide coated it. We've been blocking it. Haven't done the back of the cab yet. Just this side. We just got this side done tonight. We had the front jacked up on it so it'd be easier to prime, kind of elevate it, get a little bit more level, because it's a little bit hard to shoot when it's kind of sitting down like that. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this thing around and get it so that my lights, I can see what I'm doing, because over here I have this strip that's totally out and it's a little dark over here. I want to be able to see what I'm doing. So this is all the guide coat that we put on it, so that you know when you've done enough sand you can keep moving on. And basically all that guide coat is just a, you know, rattle can, done. And this side should go quicker. There was no hardcore body work. This side was fairly straight. So I'm hoping this goes a lot faster than... I have some holes back here. Oh, shoot, I do. That ain't good. Crap. All right, I might have to... Why the hell did I do that for? Oh, bummer. I just noticed that. Okay, well, we'll have to address that. Because we can't be having any water going inside the cab. That kind of stinks. Fuel pump stuff. Look, guys, listen. You know, the auto parts store could say, yeah, we got you a whole assembly and a pump for 75 bucks. Well, guess what? That's probably the pump that's attached to that thing in the bottom that only puts out about 12 PSI. That's not what this calls for, at least this truck anyway. This thing calls for, I think, 24 to 32. Right now we have a 50 PSI pump in there now. It seems to be running better. I'm going to move this tomorrow, spin it around, and so I can get this side on that side of the wall where I have light. I can see what I'm doing. And then hopefully that doesn't act up because it wasn't running worth a crap. So that's the only thing I can think of is they had the wrong pump in it. That pump, by the way, was $112, I think, from O'Reilly's. Anyway, we cleaned the frame up best we could. Again, it's a work truck, not a show truck, guys, right? And I had the kid, my little helper here, just rattle can it with some Rust-Oleum as best I could do. It starts to come apart. No big deal. We know how the bed comes off, right? Damn, I wish that wasn't like that. It's just more extra work I have to do. It doesn't have to be pretty. I'll grind it down and MIG weld it, fill those holes up real quick and not worry about it too much. So anyway, there's that. I wasn't going to bore you guys with any technical stuff or materials. What I used, Nason high build primer. That's what I used on this initial here. But we are going to run the gray across. I'm not going to run the silver across. I think that's a little too much. But we will have a dark gray on the bottom and then blue on the top and the back of the cab here. So that is it. That is where we are at. Coming along pretty good. It's slow. It's a lot of work. I have 2 nights after work worth of sanding on this, so I'll probably be about the same on the other side. 2 nights after work I could possibly have that wrapped up, but then I got to do the roof, and then I got those spots now that we just discovered in the back that we needed to do. And I would have loved to have gotten it painted this weekend, but unfortunately I don't think the weather is going to cooperate. It's going to be extremely cold here in North Carolina, and I don't want to run the risk of the clear coat dying out because of temperature change and so on and so forth. So I think we're going to wait till next weekend. It's supposed to be in the 60s, as much as I hate to wait another week. But this will be ready, all done. Hopefully we can get it out of the garage this weekend. We can wash it, clean it, scrub it down, get all the dust off of it, bring it back inside. We'll bring it back in nose first, because I'm going to have to possibly put the bed on it just to make sure that that stripe lines up right, because I've seen a lot of trucks online and they're just, you got one stripe here off the bed and then it comes down here and it's on the cab and kind of looks silly. So we'll try to do it right and line up the stripe, but that's why we got to turn it around anyway. Besides that, I got more lights on this side of the garage than I do this side of the garage, so I can see what I'm doing. So hopefully it won't be too dusty. We'll try to clean this place out again as much as we can. We're going to line the walls with some plastic, and that's it. So that's it for this update, and I'll probably just save this video for the next other side being done, or the roof, or whatever it is. It's gonna be the weekend till I get to it. Today is Tuesday, so, and I have a regular job where I gotta do some other projects over there yet. So, all right, next scene will be hopefully the other side done, the roof done, back of the cab done, and we got this thing spun around and it's pointing the other direction, and we can start masking up the windows again and engine bay and all this other stuff, and we'll be ready to shoot, I hope. Thanks. See you on the next reel. Yeah, something like that. I'll do these things. Aloha. No, not really. It's cold outside. Sealer on the truck. There you go. Skipped a couple of spots. We're painting today, so we'll do the silver stripe, and then we will do gray, and then we'll take that off and do blue, and we'll clear it. So pretty excited. Can't wait to see it when it's done. And we got some cool stuff in those boxes right there. There's 2 more, so wait for that. That's gonna be pretty cool. All right, there's your update. See ya. Bye. Hey, welcome back. The truck is done. It's in color, but it's kind of dark outside. We'll do a walk around with that when the weekend comes and it stops raining and there's some sunlight. We'll do a quick walk around on it. But you know, again, far from professional. This is not really the best place to do a quote-unquote high-end paint job. This is more of a you know, down and dirty paint job. We'll say that. You know, maybe a 50-yarder. You know, yeah, it looks good. You know. So, and we got some new wheels too. Now they're not the big 22.5-inch Arcolas or anything like that, but yeah, well, budget, man, give me a break. So today we're going to be doing some bed stuff. Yeah, you know, remember the bed's all done. Can't see it in here either, it's dark. We're gonna rhino line the inside of this real quick. We're gonna scuff it down, tape up all around it, rhino line it. We put the patch panel in it. That's where they had the 5th wheel. Did that last night. That's it. Rhino line this. I gotta do the back of the tailgate. I forgot about that. And then I gotta buff the back of the cab below the rear window where that little blue is. It's not quite to my liking as far as shiny goes. I didn't really lay it on. I wish I was paying a little bit more attention, but it is what it is. And then we can put the bed on and do another walk around and make another video saying, yeah, the paint kind of looks like crap. Well, that's because I got to wet sand it and buff it, because I didn't paint in the paint booth. I did it in a garage where there's all kinds of dirt and dust, and ventilation wasn't the best. So a lot of the overspray from all the other colors landed on the cab and the bed and all this other stuff. And I think I got enough coats of paint on there. I think I got 3 coats of clear. So I really rather would have had 4 coats, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I got all my marker lights in. Some of these were from the used fender. Some of them were brand new from LMC. So these are the new ones. I don't know if you can, a lot shinier than the other ones. I'll say that. Mucho o better o. So I'm gonna flip this over and then do the rhino lining on the back of that as well. Oh, it's amazing how much dirt, dust, and stuff gets on these things. Really gotta wipe that down. probably polish on anything or wet sand it. All right, let me get to work. It's Thursday night after work. It's probably 6 or 7 o'clock. I don't want to be out here terribly late. I've already been using up a lot of my time at night working on this thing, but we've come a long way, and the truck really does look good. I got the new clearance lights on top from LMC with orange LEDs. They really look good. What else? Got new wheels. They're the 16s. Don't give me a hard time, all right? Later on down the road, when things get better, we will put bigger wheels and tires on this truck. Right now, we're not doing that. On top of that, I really don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me how much worse does the turning radius get on that, really, with 20s or 22-inch wheels? I mean, really, it already turns horrible. Why would you want to make it worse? You know, I'm planning to pull a boat with this truck full time, so I don't need to be struggling at the boat ramp, you know. All right, that's it. Let's get to work here. We'll get this thing rhino coated, and maybe I can come back and say, look, it's done. All right, see ya in a minute, maybe. Greetings. Hola. Been a long time coming for this video here. Truck's done. It's never always really done, right, folks? Work truck, remember. We got it all painted. We got it all back together. It's overcast day, so it's gonna be quite what's the word I'm looking for, not as appealing to the eye, I guess, because the sun's not out. But I'll probably do a follow-up video when and if the sun ever comes out today or not. Today we're doing a lot of wet sanding on this thing. I'm not sure I'll get it all done today. I do have a full-time job, so I can't dedicate myself truly at this all the time, but let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what's going on. So we got this panel wet sanded and buffed. We had to, and again, the lack of timing and temperature and weather and everything like that, it really just, you can see the difference right there from here, oof, ugly, to here. Look pretty. Didn't have the temperature ideal for painting in a garage, but I knew that I was going to come back and wet sand this anyhow, so I'll show you around the rest of the truck. Why not, right? Hood has to get done. It's terrible as well, wet sanding wise and buffing. So here's the truck. We got some new rims on it. 16s. They're not 20s, 22s, although I'm sure they'd look great on this truck, but we just didn't, you know, have the funds. Maybe we'll get there someday. You tell me in the comments below. These trucks are hard enough to turn as is. How much worse is it with a 20-inch wheel or a 22-inch wheel? Be honest. So we did the bed, spray and bed liner deal. It came out pretty good. Can't complain. We got the bed and the cab paint lines to somewhat line up. It was a little bit tricky. I had to fit the other part of this bed on here before I painted the rest of the truck to make sure that it actually lined up, and it turned out it was about 1/4 inch off, so we had to step down the stripe on the cab so it wasn't terrible. And again, work truck, folks, right? Yeah. So there you go, wheels. I did wet sand and buff the tailgate, and again, we ran it yesterday, so it's a little bit dirty, and again, there's no sun out, so it's not really doing much justice as far as the shine goes and whatnot. But there it is. It's all 1, 2, 3 colors. Lots to go as far as buffing, wet sanding. The whole bed needs to be done. The only 2 panels I've done so far, we did the fender today, did the tailgate a couple weeks ago. But I mean, you can just see how grainy and how much it died back. It was horrible. And then you get to a panel that is done, and it's like, oh goodness gracious, it's like from black and white to color. Anyway, the color does show up really nice. Again, the artificial light is not going to do it any justice at all, but anyway, there it is. Don't mind the mess. I got compound and wet sand slurry everywhere on this thing, but it came out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. New cab lights. Those who don't know, when you get these things from LMC, and I don't know how everybody else does it, but make sure you put silicone around like the inside part of the rubber, because they don't really seat like they should and they leak, so be careful with that. Another thing I need to point out, move my box out of the way. Okay, cup holders. Those factory cup holders stink. They're horrible. As you know, that they're shallow. You put your like big coffee mug in there, it wants to tip over when you're going around corners and stuff. Horrible. So I ordered some new cup holders, and I made this part here out of plastic and wrapped it in some vinyl that was close to the color that we had. I had to do some door repairs because this is all coming apart too, but that's just temporary. Don't mind that. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me show you something. This truck came with a flex fan attached to it. This guy right here. Now, what's it called? Parasitic drag. There's no clutch on it. It's just a flex fan that was attached to the water pump pulley, right? And I went to every damn auto parts store, asked questions. Hey, I need a fan for this. What is the correct fan? No, but they don't. There's no part number. They can't get it. Blah blah blah. So I did my research on my own. So I already had the clutch. Oh, that's horrible. I already had the clutch. I had to get the fan. So they went with a stock fan. It's one of those 5-blade offset dealios. Had to hunt for some of my bolts in my bolt bin there to get it right. But we'll see if this overheats or not with the stock fan on it. But I know the flex fan did a pretty horrible job. And there's a noticeable difference too with going with clutch fan versus flex fan. You know, because you have that clutch there, it will free spin until it catches back up, and so on and so forth. There it is. Looks good. Never mind the Fiat. I'll try to do some follow-up videos with it when it's done getting wet sanded and buffed, which is gonna be a while. There's a lot of wet sanding to do on this: the roof, the hood, the rest of the bed, and we, under budget, of course, trying to do what we can with materials available. So we had some clear coat. It was a Sickens brand that we did spray the bed with, and the hood and the front bumper. Front bumper is the only thing I don't have to wet sand. But so we used the expensive Sickens stuff, which is really commercial grade, really resilient, but it's tough to wet sand and it's tough to buff. I had some leftover Exalta or Nason clear coat, and we did that rest of the cab, and it wet sands and buffs great. I mean, you could hit this thing, block it with 1500 wet sand, it does pretty darn good. I'm happy with it. So that's it on this. Hope you like the video. Subscribe, share if you'd like. This is probably gonna be the last video on this project for a little bit. We have a road trip coming up at the end of the month. We're going to Florida, Destin, and we might film it and see if this old girl can make it there in one piece. We'll be taking some tools, of course, fire extinguisher, You never know. And yeah, so it looks good. I'm happy with it. It's gonna look better. We're hoping to hit a couple of local shows with it. That'd be kind of cool. And when the sun comes out, I'll take another video so you can see what it looks like in the sun, because it really does look a hell of a lot better when the sun's shining on it with that color. It looks really good. All right, thanks for watching, folks. Have a great day.